Hey everyone, this is Jon Shafer, designer and gameplay programmer for At the Gates. In this video I'll be showing off the first year of the game, which includes 24 turns and all 4 seasons, and should hopefully give you a good idea of how the game plays and feels, especially in the early part. This isn't a scripted demo. I'm just going to click the random world button here and play out whatever map we get, so hopefully you end up with a good one. I suppose the last thing I should mention before we start is, as it says at the top of the screen here, this is still an early alpha version, so you may notice things like missing animations, placeholder art, or other glitches. Additionally, the recording of the video might result in a little bit of lag, but hopefully that's not too bad. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing that people who've been following At the Gates for a little while will notice is our new art style. We really liked the look and feel of the watercolor paintings that we had done for the main menu and for Attila, and we kind of thought that was appropriate for the rest of the game, so we kind of updated everything, and you can see the fog of war here is kind of a paper canvas, and everything inside looks like it's been painted on there. The mountains in particular look really great. But let's get to the gameplay. So, speaking of the paper canvas, you can see that there are actually little sketches out here, and those are rumored locations that can help guide our opening strategy. So you can see there's rumored source of wheat, minerals, farms, and those sorts of things. So instead of kind of always playing out the same way or kind of guessing as to what you want to start with, you now have a little bit more information to base your decisions off on the first turn. So it's something that we think adds to the strategy. So let's take a look at our starting location and figure out what we want to do here. So it looks like we have a number of minerals, which is good. We can use that to probably, it's a good chance there's some iron. We can use that to make weapons and train soldiers. There could also be something a little bit more exotic like gold or gems. We also have a couple sources of wheat here, which is going to be good because we need food to feed our clans. Speaking of which, we will go ahead and show off one of the big new features in the game, which is the clan system. So, hello Arnold. These are our 3 clans that we start with. We're playing as the Goths, and these are the 3 groups that we have to train or basically do other things with. Each one eats 1 food per turn, and we can turn them into soldiers or explorers, or have them make weapons out of metal, that sort of thing. So each of them has a unique name, unique personality, unique traits. Like Godefroy here, if we mouse over the trait, we can see that she's disciplined and might want to work in authority one day, which is authority is like a military profession, like a soldier, or something to do with the government, like a watchkeeper or something. Einar is curious, wants to work in learning, so that's things like exploration or research. So exploring the map as a scout, that would be a learning profession, or the surveyor, identifying these unidentified resource deposits, that would be a learning profession as well. And then Hagius, over here, he is good with plants, and he is gluttonous. And gluttonous is kind of a brutal trait, especially on turn 1, because it increases your food maintenance. So instead of paying 3 food per turn for our 3 clans, we're going to have to pay 4, as you can see over here in the upper right. Alright, so Hagius, I think we might have a more appropriate name. So one of the cool things that you can do in At the Gates is rename your clans. So we will rename Hagius to Arnold. Alright, so we have to decide what we want to train somebody as, but the first thing is unpacking our settlement. So this here is our settlement. It's packed up right now, which is why it looks like a lady and a donkey. And we can't train any of our clans in a profession until we're actually unpacked. Now, the positioning of your settlement is somewhat important because it determines your borders here, and you can only use resources that are inside your borders. So what we probably want to do is get as many as we can, and right now we have this unidentified plant, this unidentified animal, and some wheat. Now, if we move a little bit to the right, we'll actually be able to get this unidentified mineral as well. So I'll go ahead and move, and then move again. So you can see your borders stop at water and rivers and things like mountains, so you have to think about how you want to position your settlement in order to maximize what you have access to. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we can't unpack this turn because we don't have any moves left. We used up all 3, 1 to move here, and then 2 to move into the little sparse forest. So normally we would train somebody this turn, but because we moved, we aren't. The other thing we have to do on turn 1 is pick which knowledge or profession we want to study. Now we have a few professions that we can train clans in at the start, but we want to unlock more as the game goes on, and that's where studying comes in. So by default you produce a little bit of research, or a few research points per turn, and then you can increase that by training clans in professions like the Lore Keeper. There are also more advanced ones like Scribe and Scholar that will unlock as the game goes on. We can also show more to see more of the tech tree if we want. You know, there's a fair bit here, but we try to pare it down in the beginning so that we only show you the items that you can actually use. And that's kind of our philosophy with the interface as a whole. You can dig in, you can get more information if you want through this sort of thing, you know, the mode buttons, but by default we don't want to overwhelm you. Alright, so we should actually think about what we want to start studying here instead of just picking something. So we have a lot of minerals. We have a decent amount of wood for timber, so you can see we have all our resources over here. And we'll use up our timber as we build structures on items like the farm and build mines on the minerals, that sort of thing. Let's see. Well, we have a number of things over here that are actually pretty interesting. These are neutral structures, so like a neutral farm and a neutral logging camp, and we can actually pillage these in order to get resources from them. So that is actually a pretty handy source of stuff. So in order to pillage those, we will want some military units, which we can train off the bat, but we can't train anything yet. So still need to decide on our research course. Let's see, what are our options here? Now, warrior's pretty obvious. Blacksmith lets you turn iron into weapons, which is good if you're surrounded by bandits or something, or if you have other tribes nearby you need to fight off. I already talked about the Lore Keeper. The laborers need to build mines and logging camps. Harvester reduces how much food is wasted when you're producing food. So as soon as we build a farm on our wheat over here, we'll start producing a bunch of food, which will cover this deficit and then some. But by default, you lose half of your excess. So the harvester actually lets you save some of that would have been lost. Rancher lets you harvest animals, which we do have one of, but only one, and we don't know what it is yet, so may not want to go that direction on turn 1. And the Bard here, the Bard increases your fame, and your fame is what determines how often new clans will join you. So I do generally like the Bard because the Bard allows you to get more people, and then more people lets you do more stuff. So I think that might be the direction I go in here, since there's nothing strategically else that I think is a super big priority. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll do the Bard. Something that's unique about the Bard, you can see, is that it costs 1 alcohol to train a clan as a Bard. We don't have any alcohol, but we can buy some from caravans which show up periodically. But I'll talk about that when it appears here in a couple months. Alright, end our first turn. So not every turn will take that long, and some, you know, you can spend as much time as you want. I'm usually pretty methodical with how I try to put together a plan and analyze what's going on, so I take a little while, but you can play it as quickly or as slowly as you want. You can adjust the difficulty, you can adjust the harshness of the game. I generally like a big challenge where I have to think hard about everything, but it's not absolutely necessary. Alright, in the upper left here, we see a notification that's appeared. Clan Sorrel has joined our tribe. And you can see 2 icons here indicate what Clan Sorrel's traits are, so you can just see at a glance once you're familiar with the icons, or you can mouse over the notification to get a description. Alright, so Clan Sorrel is belligerent and simple. Oh, that's great. So if we click on that, we'll see Sorrel here. Belligerent, inclined to feud with other clans, and simple, learning experience accumulation half. So we don't want to train Sorrel as a scout or a surveyor or something. Now, belligerent is something that ties into how another feature of the clan system, where there can be storylines where clans can feud with one another if they're in similar professions, if they're ambitious, or, for example, if they're belligerent. And there's all sorts of traits, there's all sorts of storylines and feuds. There's, we really want to bring a lot of interesting gameplay and storytelling and character out through these clans. It's something that was done, I think, really well in games like Crusader Kings 2 and King of Dragon Pass, and something I don't think is done enough of. There's a lot of opportunity there, so we're kind of taking advantage of that with At the Gates. Alright, so we should go ahead and unpack our settlement now so that we can train somebody. Alright, so now we can train someone in a profession. So what to train? So these neutral structures over here are things that we can capture and pillage and get money and other goodies from, so that would be very, very handy. We also could train a surveyor to start surveying these unknown deposits, which is also a good thing, because the sooner you know what they are, the sooner you can use them and incorporate that into your strategy. So I think, so what you can do here is you can either click on the train a clan as button to bring up a little screen showing you which professions you can train people as, or you can click on the clan first and then see how long it will take to train them in a specific profession. You can go either way. So I will click on train a clan as to see what my options are, because sometimes you want, for example, a scout, and you just want to figure out, I don't know who the best is at that, but I'll find out later. I just need a scout right now. Whereas other times you're like, okay, Clan Sorrel, I have something specific in mind for him. So, Scout, Surveyor, Farmer. I think I might start with the Surveyor, because we have a good number of unidentified deposits here, and we want to get the ball rolling on that. And then maybe we'll train an Archer next to start pillaging these items in order to get some stuff that we can sell at the caravan to buy some alcohol. So we will start with Surveyor. And you can see that it takes a different number of turns for different clans, and that's based on the field that the clan is in and the field that the profession is in. So Surveyor is a learning profession, and if we mouse over Einar here, you can see under his name it says Peasants. That's his current profession, which is just nothing, as the description says. And then below that it says Learning. So because he starts with the Curious trait here, it starts him off in the field of learning. So he's in learning, he knows some, but he doesn't have a specific job yet. So it only takes 2 turns for him, whereas it takes 3 turns for everybody else because they're not in learning. So we will go ahead and start on Einar as a Surveyor. Okay, I think that's it for this turn. Yeah, go ahead and go to the next one. Alright, early May. So I'm not sure there's anything we actually have to do on this specific turn, because we moved our settlement and then we started training Einar, which takes 2 turns. The Surveyor is kind of a little bit more of an advanced profession. It takes 1 extra turn compared to other more basic professions like the Scout or the Farmer. So normally we would have somebody to move around this turn, but not this time. So we'll just go ahead and move on. Alright, so notification, we have a new tribe, Clan Ulfert. And Clan Ulfert is afraid of animals and rigorous. So, when you're afraid of animals, one of the other fields is livestock. So things like building stables and pastures and serving as cavalry, that sort of thing. And then rigorous, wants to work in authority. Okay, +2. So Ulfert is really, really into authority. Godefroy here is kind of, sorta, but not as much as Ulfert. So Ulfert really, really wants it, and if we don't train Ulfert in an authority profession, he will probably get upset. So that is something we probably want to make sure that that happens. Alright, so we have our Surveyor here. Clan Einar is now on the map, and we can see him down here. And if we want, we can have him rejoin the settlement in order to retrain him. You can see he popped back in here, and he has an icon for what his profession is, or we can just have him pop back out again. And let's see, what do we want to start with here? unidentified minerals are often iron, not always. The animal here we can't use quite yet because we'll need the rancher and then need to build something on it. The plant here, let's see. Let's start with the plant, I think, because it's a little bit easier to use. This mineral's in a marsh, so as you can see in the lower right, it says lose next turn if entered because marshes just suck. So we'll start with the plant because it's a little bit easier to use than the animal, and it's not in a swamp. Alright, so we need to train somebody this turn, and I think we want to start pillaging these things in order to get some stuff from them. So we will train a clan as an archer, which is the most basic type of warrior military profession. And we can train either Godefroy or Ulfert in the profession because they are both already an authority, and Ulfert is level 2, as you can see here. So we are going to go with Ulfert because he really wants to he wants a whip in his hand, so we'll make him happy. All right, June. Oh, okay. So the marshes down here appear to have flooded on the previous turn. So this is one of the important features of At the Gates, where the map actually changes around you. You start in April, so not a lot happens early on, but at some point winter will arrive, and that will be a bit of a challenge. So we want to be prepared for that. All right, so we have Ulfert here. He is an archer now, and we want to start pillaging these things. So we will get moving over there, and he slides because he also has the levitation trait. Okay, not really. We just don't have the animation for him done yet. And it looks like our studying of the bard is almost finished, which is good. And our settlement is idle again, so we want to start training somebody else in something. Alright, so we want to get a farm up on this wheat soon at some point because it takes a little while to build a farm as well, and we want to make sure we have enough food for the winter. So we will, I think, go ahead and do that. We'll train Arnold as our farmer because he's already in agriculture. Plus he's a glutton, so guy can start feeding himself. That's right, yeah, we should, maybe we should have built the farmer a little bit sooner. Actually, no, I think, yeah, we're okay because we have these neutral farms, and as soon as we pillage them, we're going to get a bunch of food. So I'm actually going to change that. So we're going to have a decent amount of food from these. And I'm going to go a different direction instead. Alright, so we have, we probably want a scout to start exploring the map around us a little bit here. So scout, everybody's 2 turns. Sorel is simple, and so he's bad at learning. We probably don't want to use him in that. But Godefroy has that was it rigorous trait, I think. Looks like the mouse over isn't working on the icon here. I can do it here though. Discipline, that's what it's called. Yeah, rigorous is the higher level one. Yeah, so Godefroy is disciplined, so she wants to be an authority, or might want to be. Sorel has no preference; he just wants to fight somebody. So, but he's bad at learning, so it's kind of a tough call there. So we definitely want a scout. I'm trying to decide between these two. I think I'm going to do Godefroy, actually. Start accumulating some experience in learning, because then we could always bring her back and retrain her something like a lore keeper once we have her leveled up a little bit, because the more levels you have, the faster it is to retrain somebody in a profession of that field. So a lore keeper would normally take like 4 turns to train just anybody, but if you have somebody that's already leveled up in learning, it could be just 1. Alright, I think that's it for this turn. Alright. Notifications. Clan Aldemar has joined our tribe. Aldemar is gentle and afraid of animals. Aww. He doesn't look so gentle. Alright, so we could use him for a few things. Alright, but a caravan has arrived. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the caravan. This is what I talked about a little bit ago, and it's basically just a little market where you can sell the goods you have. You can see that the bottom line here is how much of something you have, and then the green number is how much it sells for, and then the X on top is the number that the caravan has, and the red number is how much it buys for, or how much you have to spend to buy one of it. Now, we want alcohol, and it costs 4 wealth to buy. We don't have any wealth yet, so we will need some to buy the alcohol. But we do start with some iron and some timber that we don't necessarily need all of, especially the iron. And the iron sells for a good amount of wealth here. It's 0.5. So if we sell, let's see, what would be 8? If we sell 8 iron, we can buy an alcohol to train somebody as a bard. So we will go ahead and do that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. All right, we have 4. Buy the alcohol. There we go. All right. So the iron we could use to turn into weapons, but it doesn't look like there's any immediate threats nearby, so we're not too concerned about that. If there were a bunch of bandit camps, then we might need all the iron we could get for those weapons. Additionally, we could buy some food, which is often a good idea if you have the wealth to spare. I think I might go ahead and do that. Let's see, there's 30 for sale and it costs 3, so I will sell that, and then I will buy the 30 food. Alright, so the caravan is kind of a way to, it allows you to specialize, really. So if you have a lot of forests nearby, let's say, and you build logging camps to harvest the timber from them, you can then go to the caravan and sell off your timber and then buy things like cloth and alcohol or weapons or whatever. So it allows you to go in different directions instead of just being like, okay, I need a little bit of iron, I need a little bit of food, I need a little bit of, everything. You can kind of dig a little bit deeper. Okay, so study knowledge. We just finished studying the bard profession. Which direction do we want to go next? Okay, so warrior we probably don't need yet. Lore keeper would be nice, but we probably should go for the labor at this point, because the labor allows you to build logging camps and harvest the timber, and also to start doing stuff with these minerals. Although we do have this plant here, I don't know what it is yet. We'll find out in 3 turns. And if it's something like grapes or olives, we could just start eating it. But we also have something to eat here with the wheat, and we'll soon have some food from that. So we could also turn the olives into oil, or we could turn the grapes into alcohol, or if it's something like flax, we can turn that into cloth. So there's a number of options here. In order to be able to do that, though, we need an agricultural profession. So if we show a little bit more of the tech tree here and go down to the agriculture branch, you can see harvester is the entry point for agriculture, and there's a bunch of other things here. Things like the winemaker, and the olive presser, the weaver. Weaver can turn flax into cloth. So maybe we want to go that direction, but it's hard to say because it will take 12 turns to research one of these, which is a fair bit of time here, and we don't want to spend more time than we absolutely need to. So I think I might actually. Ooh, it's tricky. It's a lot of difficult decisions in this game if you're playing into a pretty strict strategy. All right, maybe. Let's see. I do want the labor, so I can start doing that. But I think I'm gonna go for the lore keeper first, because then if I train somebody as a lore keeper, they'll increase my research rate, and then I can get some of those more advanced, expensive technologies or knowledge professions more quickly. But in order to train a lore keeper, I need cloth. Fortunately, the caravan is still here, and I can buy cloth for 3 wealth, which I'm out of wealth again because I bought the alcohol. So we'll go back and sell some more iron. Alright, we are out of iron. So hopefully nobody shows up. Alright, go ahead and buy the cloth, and we have 1 cloth, 1 alcohol. We're out of weapons and iron. Very dangerous, but hopefully we'll be able to hold down the fort. Okay, and I think that's it for this turn as well. Alright, early July. Okay, so Clan Ulfert is ready to go again. We moved him into a river here. As you can see in the lower right, it says consumes all moves if entered. So crossing terrain like rivers, and especially marshes, you see a marsh river, a river with a marsh with a river, whatever. you lose 2 turns if entered, so you really want to stay away from some of these locations if possible. So we kind of just blasted through because we have a destination we want to get to, but if we were just trying to get off this way, we'd want to probably weave through and go around the river. But even forests like here, you see the forest consumes all moves if entered. Forest can be kind of tricky to get through as well. Alright, so there's a neutral logging camp here, a neutral farm, another neutral farm, and a neutral iron mine. So this is like a jackpot here in terms of this is like a little miner tribe that doesn't want to fight or do anything, and they have all their stuff set up, and we're going to borrow it, I guess you could say. Alright, which one do we want to go after first? Let's see, maybe I will go to... We need the food, but we should have that taken care of before the winter. It's still June here. Well, let's just start with the farm. Alright, so we captured it, we can either take it, and if it's inside our borders, it can produce resources for us, or we can pillage it, and you can see the effects of that. It takes a turn to pillage, but we get wealth, and we get a bunch of food, which is very, very nice. So if you find some of these structures nearby to grab early on, it's not a bad thing at all. So like I said, this is 4 in a row. This is an abandoned farm. This is like if you've played Civilization, a goody hut, if you will, where if you explore it with a scout, which we now have, you can get stuff from it. So I think we may actually, speaking of which, good segue, go in that direction. So we'll move our scout, and these are both hills. If we move onto the hill, we can see a little bit further, so I will move to this hill. Oh, geez. Yeah, okay, we're next to other hills with forests on them, so we actually can't see. If we're on a forested hill, we can't see over other forested hills. I should have moved there. I would have seen further this way. Oh well. We'll be okay. Alright, so need to train somebody. And these are our clans. And we can now train a bard, which will get us more fame, which will get us more clans, which is a good thing. So I think we should start rolling with that, especially since we're going to get some food from here. Normally I would be building a farm, actually, before this, but because of those, we can kind of shift our strategy. Again, that's something that we're really trying to do with At the Gates, is give you options, give you different strategies that you can pursue, so you're not doing the same thing every game, which, is a good thing. So, this guy is gentle, so he doesn't want to... Tooltip isn't working. Alright, this guy's gentle, he doesn't want to be in a military profession, and he's afraid of animals. This guy is simple and belligerent. I'm not sure we want to make him the bar, that seems dangerous. Give him alcohol. Tell him to go make people happy, starts punching them. So we will make that guy, Adelmar the Bard, instead. So that will take 3 turns, because Bard is kind of a more advanced profession. You can see it's in a new column here. If we show everything, you can see how it's laid out. More advanced professions are to the right. They require higher level, so you can see the highest level communication profession, Bard, is in the communication field. This is level 2, and the highest one is Poet, which is level 10. So if we wanted to train him as a poet, it would take 10 turns if we had it unlocked, which we don't. So it's going to take 3 turns for that, which is, not great, but Bard will pay for itself pretty quickly. So go ahead and end the turn again. Alright, we have our scout. Go ahead and move. We'll go this direction. So we want to get towards that abandoned farm and see what's inside. And we'll make our way towards it. Alright, we pillaged that farm, and you can see our food is up to 215, and we got that 5 wealth. Oh yeah, we're going to have a bunch of wealth after we burn all these things. So the farm here is now pillaged. It's pretty much toast. If somebody had pillaged one of our structures, we could have repaired it by spending some turns and some timber, but the neutrals generally they don't have the resources to do that. So we'll just go ahead and pillage our way through everything they have, because we're evil and we're the Goths. That's what we do. Okay, so Yeah, we're kind of going the economy strat here, if you will, going for bards and lore keepers to kind of invest in the future, get more clans, get more, learn more professions, learn more knowledge. Hopefully, again, nobody shows up with pointy sticks. Okay, all right, look at that. All right, you've identified a flax field. So this is the flax. Flax is something that we can turn into refined goods that are something that we can sell or use. Like if we turn into cloth, then we can use that cloth to train lore keepers. Oil is kind of a luxury resource that we can sell for a lot of money. So let's take a look at our study screen to see what our different options are here. So olive presser, that's not what we want. We need to show more. The flax presser, ooh, okay, the flax presser is a ways away here, 24 turns. It's in the next tier up even from these other ones. So we may just want to use the flax and turn it into cloth. Let's go ahead and leave it on the advanced mode here. All right, Clan Hazel has joined our tribe. Ooh, look at that. Hazel is charismatic. Charismatic? Oh, geez. He doesn't look like the most charismatic fellow I've ever seen. Not gonna lie. He wants to work in communication. Oh, geez. Okay, so... well, if we trained him as a bard, it only taken one turn because he's already level 2. So maybe we'll train him as another bard. Yeah, we should probably do that. Otherwise, he might get upset. He wants to work in communications. That's sometimes that's how it goes in this game. You're like, okay, all right, well, who's the best fit? All right, Adelmar, we're gonna have you be the bard. Next turn, guy shows up, that'd be perfect bard. Just sometimes it works out the other way though, and you get really lucky. You're like, okay, what's the next clan gonna be? All right, so that's not terrible though. We can train 2 bards, and then we'll have even more people. Alright, so our surveyor is done with that. We'll go ahead and move over to the animal and start identifying that. So you can see Einar here is leveling up in learning. He gets +1 experience per turn in that. And if we wanted, we can send him back to the settlement, retrain him as something else. But we don't want to because we really need a surveyor looking around. Okay. Alright, logging camp is pillaged. We now have more wealth. We have some extra timber. Onward. Pillage everything. Ooh, I feel mean. I feel dirty. Oh, hello. Okay. That is a bandit camp. Alright, well, it doesn't look friendly, and it's not, so we want to probably stay away from them. You can see the bandits, they have a power of 3. And power is what determines how powerful, how strong you are in combat. He's also fortified, you can see by the spikes here, which gives him a really big defense bonus. And our scout has a power of 1. So if we were to fight, it would end very, very badly. Scouts actually can't attack, they're for scouting and not fighting. So we want to keep our distance from them, but we will snag this abandoned farm. Okay, inside. Quality lumber. All right, even more timber. Man, we're getting all sorts of free stuff in this game. This is easy. Not every game is this easy. We'll just have to wait and see until see what winter brings as well. It might turn south on us. Oh no! Speaking of turning south, oh, the bandit came after us. So the bandits, you can never really you never really know for sure what they're going to do. Sometimes they're really aggressive. Sometimes they're not. Geez, okay. Well, that was... Godefroy so close to being dead. Alright, so we have our health here and our morale. I'll go ahead and explain those. The health is just kind of what it sounds like. And as the tooltip says, health can only be recovered by healing in your settlement, and healing costs resources. It costs cloth, and it's kind of expensive, so healing somebody is a big deal. So you want to make sure that every time you fight, it's something that makes sense. You're not just fighting for the hell of it. Morale is another stat that is the result of, well, it's basically how eager they are to fight. And as it drops, your power goes down. So your power is based on your health and your morale. So you can see minus 74% from health loss, minus 60% from morale loss. So our 1 power has dropped to 2.1. And yeah, so if Bandit so much as breathes on him, he is toast. The good thing about morale is that it recovers every turn, as the tooltip says there. But that's not going to matter for Godefroy. He's going to be toast either way. So we want to back up and get out of the way. So when you're next to an enemy, your movement is restricted. You can either go forward and attack them, or you can move 1 tile backwards. You can't like slide around them, and you can't just run away really fast. That's kind of represents the idea that you're engaged and you're fighting, and you can't just turn and run, or they'll stab you in the back. So you have to kind of make sure that they're not going to stab you in the back as you try to get away. So we have very limited options as to where we can get to. We can just back up to this 1 single tile. But on the bright side, we have our archer here, who is fortuitously in the right position. We're just very lucky. He's on the other side of the river and everything. So if we can kill this guy, we can grab the bandit camp and then steal and, well, loot whatever's inside and get rid of that camp and not have to worry about it spawning more bandits coming after us. So that is something we definitely want to do. So the battle forecast here says the enemy is crippled and driven off. Your victorious army left bloodied and sore. So their attack power, or our attack power is 3, their defense power is 2. He's down to 2 because he's lost some morale and health. The way combat works, the basic idea is the attacker takes more health damage, and the defender takes more morale damage. And when your morale drops to 0 as a defender, you retreat, and when you retreat, you take a bunch of health damage. So when you're attacking, you want to just punch through, really hit them hard, force them to retreat, and just smash them. And if you can't do that, if their morale holds, then you're in big trouble because you've taken a lot of health damage and they're still holding strong. Their morale then recovers at the start of their turn, and they can counterattack and really do a lot of damage. So you have to be careful when and where you attack. But I think this is a good battle here. He's not on any rough terrain like the forest here. Like if you were on this forest, you can see in the bottom right, plus 50% defense. That's a big deal. If you were still fortified on his camp, plus 100% defense. He's kind of out in the open, and his morale is down. Let's go for it. All right. Archer does not yet have animations, given he fights with his mind. He's like Neo. All right, so he was victorious, and he drove back these vile bandits. Their morale is 0, and you can see that forced them to retreat. His health is really in trouble. We're at 79% on both, so we're still in pretty good shape. Our power is down. If another bandit shows up, that's not going to be good, but hey, we're in good shape right now. Alright, back to economics. Alright, our clan, I think we just finished our bard. We did, okay. Adalmar is finished as a bard, which is very good. We can mouse over our fame here. You can see that we're getting +3 from the faction. That's like the default. +2 from clans, so now we're getting 5 per turn, and we'll now get clans more often. And it's important to kind of be building up on that front, because the cost, the amount of fame required for new clans to show up just goes up and up over time. So if you're not training bards, for example, or more advanced communication fame professions, then it's really going to slow down on you, and you need people, because people are everything. You don't have people, you don't have soldiers, you don't have bards, you don't have farmers, whatever. Okay. Who do we want to train now? We are 1 turn away from being able to do our lore keeper. So it would be ideal if we had something we could train in 1 turn. And let's see, we're out of weapons now. We spent all our weapons that we started with on the archer and the scout. Scout requires 1, archer requires 4, so we can't build those anymore. We're out of alcohol. We could do a surveyor, but we already have one. Having a second one actually isn't a terrible thing, but you can see 3 turns for everybody. That's kind of a big deal. So what we can do instead is train Arnold as a farmer. It only takes 1 turn. And in 1 turn, we'll have learned the lore keeper, and we can start training somebody else as a lore keeper. Probably Sorrel. Oh no, actually he's, geez, yeah, he's simple. He's simple-minded. Of course. Welcome to At the Gates. It always comes back and surprises even me. Okay. Alright. How we doing here? So our farmer, we'll go ahead and build our farm. Actually, no, we want the flax field. What am I thinking? Boy, I'm losing my mind here. It's too early. So, yeah, if we build, if we build the flax farm, jeez. I'm trying to decide what the best approach is. If we build the flax farm, we'll start accumulating flax. Yeah, Yeah, we're really good on food because of all those farms. I think I'm gonna build the flax farm. Boy, this is this is weird. Never before have I built a flax farm before building a wheat farm. This is a first. Alright, Godefroy, our wounded, limping scout. Alright, we have to be careful with him, but yeah, he still has some work to do. We're not done with him yet. But we'll see how this final battle here goes with the bandits. So he withdrew to his camp, but he's still in big trouble. His morale's recovered a little bit, but sorry, buddy, it's just not going to work. So battle forecast: the enemy is wiped out, leaving your victorious army with only a few cuts and bruises. That sounds good to me. Let's do it. Oh no, it's more bandits. Okay, well, good thing there's all this forest and the river in the way. Alright, we've seized the bandit camp. We can pillage it. We can ignore it for now if we wanted to, go do something else, because it takes a turn to pillage, and when you pillage, it reduces your defense by half. So, that other bandit could come after us if we pillage it, but if we don't pillage it, then it could just spawn more bandits, so I think we gotta risk it. So our health is dropping. It doesn't recover. Our morale does, like I said, but yeah. 15 fame, 20 wealth, 2 horses, 5 weapons. Yeah, let's just pillage it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna roll the dice here. All right. So our scout. Okay. So our archer's in the way, so this bandit can't get to him. So let's try to move one tile at a time. And let's see. There's probably a river here, and probably ends here. So I'm going to move one tile north and hope it ends on this tile so I can sneak around it. Oh, there's a mountain there. Okay. All right. Well, that didn't go quite as planned, but yeah, that's one of the cool things about the little painted art style that we have. Is until the mountain is painted in, you don't know it's there. It's not like it's fog. You don't see the edge of it. It's kind of an interesting dynamic there. All right. Well, that's okay. We can still go around it. Okay, so we are ready to train somebody else. We can now train a lore keeper, but this guy is not good for that, and this guy really wants to be a bard or something. So we get in this one over here means we get a client in one more turn. Maybe I'll wait until next turn to see who shows up and train them as a lore keeper, maybe, because yeah, the simple, it's not the end of the world. But it's not ideal. I don't know. We'll see. I'm willing to wait one turn here and see what comes up. So we're not going to train anything this turn. Usually you want to be training somebody, but not always. Okay, so study knowledge. Let's see. All right, flax. We have the flax that we're going to have online soon. So yeah, I think boy, I've never gone this long without a laborer either. But I have a lot of timber. I'm going to need that iron mine at some point. I think I'll just go ahead and get the labor out of the way, because we're going to need it soon. We usually need it sooner than this in most games, because of we've gotten all those things we pillaged, and the abandoned farm gave us some timber. So we've gotten a little bit lucky there. And we'll go ahead and get the labor out of the way and then start focusing on our flax. So this will give us time to build the flax farm and then start accumulating some. Alright, and their turn. Okay, caravan has arrived. Hooray! Clan Baldric has joined our tribe. Alright, what is Baldric? Ooh, he looks dirty. Disobedient and afraid of fire. Okay. Alright, what a charming group of lads. Alright, Baldric has not chosen a field. I think you want to be a lore keeper, my friend. So no penalties for learning, no bonuses for anything else. Yep, you are a lore keeper now. Our fame is coming in. Okay, caravan has arrived. Look at all this wealth, 35 wealth, my god. Okay, so boy, we can just buy everything we want. This game's so easy. Yeah, usually, like I said, man, usually you don't start next to a neutral tribe like that. I'm gonna buy some alcohol. I'm gonna buy some cloth. We have some horses here. We can sell the horses if we want. I'm gonna buy some food. Might as well. Weapons. Yeah, I think I might buy some weapons here. It's kind of expensive, but just in case. Just in case. That's the good thing about wealth. Is that it allows you to kind of go in that direction. Yeah, alright, man, we are cooking here. We are cooking. Let's see, weapons. Alright, so, yeah, the caravan actually also has a number of other things that you can buy and sell. For example, the flax. We're about to start bringing in some flax, and we can sell it for 0.25 each, which is okay. Or we can turn the cloth and sell it for 3 each, which is a much better deal. So, you generally don't want to sell your unrefined goods like wool and flax. You want to turn them into something. So, parchment, you can turn livestock into parchment. Yes, it sounds strange, but that's actually what they did. They would take the skins off of these livestock and turn them into something like paper. It's very strange. Until I looked it up, I had no idea where parchment came from. Then there's some other resources. Lumber is used to build ships and siege weapons and that sort of thing. Salt is a very rare resource. You can sell it for a good amount of money, and you can also use it to cure meat. You know, a lot of different things. We won't worry about everything. This is just the first year here, so we'll have more chances to show off more of the game. Go ahead and keep exploring. Hey, alright, we burned that camp and didn't get killed, so that is a win in my book. I think we should head back to this mine, pillage that. Alright, that's looking good, and that's it for that turn. Okay, so early October, the trees are starting to change color. You can hear that wind blowing through the trees. It's getting cold. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Anyways, okay. Clan Bertram has joined our tribe. Bertram, I know that fist. He is belligerent. Great. We have 2 belligerents in the same settlement. That's going to end really well. We should probably get those 2 separated before it ends badly. Alright, 2 more turns on that. And, train lore keeper. Okay. Okay, he finished pillaging that. We get some more iron. We have even more wealth because we're awesome. Look at this trail of destruction we have created here. My God, just terrible. Just so vicious. Okay. Alright, we probably want to send our archer home just in case somebody comes from the other side. We have no idea what's over here. I may want to train another scout to kind of find that out. Alright, we want to get across the river here. So in the winter, the rivers will freeze, but we're not quite there yet. It's still October, which is appropriate. It's October right now. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just... okay, that'll work. Alright, we gotta be very careful with this guy, because he's almost dead, and if he finds a bandit, if he moves next to it, then he can't escape, and that will be the end of him. Okay, a couple rivers moving in like that. This is a nice little valley area. It's very pretty. No resources though, so at some point we're gonna have to think about where we want to migrate to next, because Eventually our resources here are going to run out. We've been pretty fortunate in getting a stockpile here, but eventually our wheat and whatnot will run out, and we'll have to find a new place to go. Hey, look at that! We found some horses. Alright, so you can start on that. Into the swamp with you. Alright, let's keep moving here. Ooh, look at that! There's a rare forest. Rare forest proves great. Deal more wood and run the mill trees. Yeah, so there's scattered around the map, there are some particularly special and rare resources. This is one of them. So if we built a lung cap next to this, we would get a bunch of timber. We already have a fair amount because of our pillaging run. So we found some horses. Clan Bole has joined our tribe. Bole is handy, wants to work in, or might want to work in construction and starts in that field. And he's afraid of fire. Okay, so Bole will make a good laborer here soon. So we're almost done. We have one turn left on the lore keep, or one turn left on this training. Yeah, on the lore keeper that we're training, and then 2 turns left to. Okay, so that doesn't line up quite perfectly. That's okay. All right, we'll continue to explore here. Back to our capital. Everything looks good. Ulford is still stuck in the river, crossing it. He'll be ready to move again next turn. Starting to get cold. The trees are changing colors. Alright, end the turn. Early November. Okay, it's starting to get colder. You can see the kind of the mood, the tone, the feel, the shading of the map is changing now. In the bottom right, in the mouse over, you can see these are cold tiles. So this is a cold fertile tile, this is a cold dry tile, and those tiles produce less supply. And the way supply works is, you can see these little crates here. We haven't had to worry about it yet because it was nice out. If we see in the lower right mouse over, there's 1 supply on this tile. There's 3 on this tile because it's not cold. This one's cold. This one's cold and has a sparse forest and is a river also, so it has no supply. And the way supply works is if your unit is on a tile that doesn't meet its supply requirement, you have like a 1-turn grace period where you can do that and you're okay. But then if that's the case in future turns, then you start taking damage. So you can see if we mouse over here in the big long tooltip near the bottom there, it says 1 supply required from tile. So the scout doesn't require very much supply, but units like cavalry require 2, and so if you're marching around in forests, they're in big trouble. So you know, each unit kind of has a different flavor to it. The scout, we can continue scouting though here. Keep looking around. All right, so the coast. All right, looks like land kind of curves up here. So thinking a little bit about where we want to migrate to next. The bandits are here. That would make it a little bit tricky, but there's also rivers in the way, so we could come up this way through the forest, but the forest takes a long time to move through, so that's not great. We may want to figure out what's over here. This is more promising direction. There's also some minerals and stuff up here and a source of wheat, so this might also be a good spot to consider. But we don't know yet because we haven't seen it. So our archer is now across the river, but now he has to move through a dense forest. So yeah, the terrain is very important. The nice, flat, fertile areas and dry areas, easy to move through. Some of this stuff though, sheesh, gotta be careful. Okay, so we finished our lore keeper. All right, so now we are done with him, and we have to pick somebody else. Now, I see. Okay, we have 1 turn until our laborer. I know what we can do. Here we go. Yeah, Hazel, level 2 in communication already. Bard is a level 2 communication profession. Boom, 1 turn. And then, next turn, we can train Bole as our laborer. Yes, I love it when things line up like that. So elegant. Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Alright, so our flax farm just finished, but Arnold is not working well because it's cold. The coldness has reached us, and farms don't make things when it's cold, as you would expect. So just as we finished it, it isn't going to do anything, so we'll have to wait until the spring. Oh well. Alright, so Einar's in the swamp. So normally places like swamps are really bad places to be surveying things, especially if you're outside your borders, because of the supply, especially in the winter. Like if this tile were here, or our borders ended right here, you know, we were a little further to the left, then this would be bad because our surveyor would run out of supply while identifying the mineral, and that would be bad. But we don't have to worry about that because it's inside our borders. So inside your borders is kind of like a safe zone. Alright, so we have our archer. We could heal him, but it costs a lot of cloth, and archer's not a great unit anyway, so I'm not going to bother with that. Besides, we don't have the cloth necessary to do it anyway, so we'll go ahead and move him. We'll use him as to explore around a little bit. Alright, now it's starting to get colder. Okay, I'm gonna go up this way. This marsh river here is brutal. Okay, lose next turn if entered. Yeah, which is bad when you're lacking supply, because then you can't encamp. So normally if you're out of supply, you can encamp, and it gives you 2 extra supply, which will allow you to not starve. But if you move into here, you lose your next turn, so you lose your grace period, and then you can't encamp, and then you take damage, and Godefroy is almost dead anyway, so we really, really don't want that. So I'm just gonna head back this direction. Okay. Settlement is idle. Alright. Yes, double bards. Double bards! 7 fame. We are so famous. We're gonna have so many people. So many people. Alright. So, laborer. Yeah, we can start. We can start on that, because then we build our labor, we send him over here. You know, the timing doesn't line up. It's going to take 5 turns to finish that, but that's okay. Alright, study knowledge. Ooh, too much to see at once. Okay, what do we want? To study now. I think we want to take advantage of that flax. Yeah, so we'll start on harvester, because then we can do the weaver, and we can weave that flax. Weave that flax. Okay. Alright. Onward. Orders needed. Keep. Okay. Oh, I see some snow. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm so scared. You know, one advantage to the winter, though, is that it freezes things over. So, I think I'm going to sit tight here, and then we will cross the river when it's frozen, because then it's easy to cross. Alright, new clan. Reclusive. Ooh, he looks charming. Communication experience hat. Alright, not a bard, but we don't need a bard anyway, so that's okay. We have 2 bards. It's a lot of bards. There's only so many bards that can fit in your tent. Alright. Oh, the marsh flooded. Okay. Well, she can keep working in the flood. But he can't enter the flood. So he will sit tight here. Alright, so he's entering an ore crates tile. That's okay, because it's ooh, look at that. Here's next turn if entered. You know, I think I may just sneak over here right now. Oh, it's looking cold. Yeah, I was gonna wait until the river froze, but it hasn't quite gotten there yet. It's late December, so it looks like we're pretty far south. The area's getting cold, which is, you know, kind of a pain, but it's not getting snowy or no blizzards or anything. Okay. Alright, we can start training somebody else now. I think I want another scout. Because I want to figure out more of what's going on here, and our other scout is just way off in the other direction, so I often build 2. Alright, Baldric would be 1 turn, but Baldric is our lore keeper. I don't think we want to do that, so Bertram is belligerent. We get the belligerents away from one another, and Sorrel is not good at learning. God, we just haven't found something for him to do yet. So we'll get bear tram out of here. Okay. Oh, getting colder. Getting colder. So cold. Alright, supply shortage. Okay. Oh dear. Oh, he lost his next turn because of the river. Oh, jeez. This is what happens when you forget how to play your own stupid game. Okay. So he can't move this turn because he moved onto the river, and rivers, it hadn't frozen yet, and I jumped the gun if I'd waited one more turn. So now he has a supply shortage, and he is going to take some damage. He's going to take 10% health damage, but he has 26%, so at least he won't die. Oh, well. One of these days I'll learn how to play this game. Alright, our laborer. Now we can enter the marsh. Now the marsh is cold, so it's not swampy and nasty anymore, so we can just move through it. So there are some advantages to the winter. Now we can't build anything just yet because our surveyor is still surveying, so we will actually tell him to go to sleep, and then once the surveyor is done, we can take care of that. Alright, the red crates are bad. If we end our tile on a red crates tile, then we take supply damage, so we don't want to do that. We can either encamp if we wanted to, or we can head home. I think I'm just going to head home because I'm going to have that scout here soon anyways, so might as well have our one military unit in position to deal with any threats. Alright, late January. Okay, so this is like the dead of winter here, and we didn't get hit by the snow. Yeah, so we're in pretty good shape here. This is, take a look at the map from further out. So we're like on the southwest coast of the landmass, it looks like. So this is kind of like southern France or something. So it gets cold, but you don't generally have blizzards blowing through. So this is a pretty good spot. This is a pretty good spot actually. And these rivers and this is really well defended. This is a nice little valley here, man. Just free stuff. Everything is great. Okay, so we have our archer. I think I'll just send you there, and then I'll have you fortify. Probably don't need to fortify. Nobody's gonna come and attack you. It's hard to get into this area, but you know, whatever. Gotta put him somewhere. Keep him centralized. Okay, so Bear Tram, our new scout, will head this direction. Oh, that's so red. Oh, and our rare force is so rare it doesn't collect snow even. Okay, so supply critical. Okay, so we did have a one-turn grace period. That's right. So we dodged the bullet there. We didn't take any damage yet. So now we will, though, if we continue on this terrible path. So I'm going to encamp for one turn because that will restore my supply, and then we can venture out again next turn. Okay, finished our scout. Oh, Clan Rock. Yeah, I think I missed the notification because I was doing other stuff. Yeah, handy and afraid of animals. A lot of people afraid of animals here. Okay. So, training another lore keeper might be good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Train another lore keeper. So we'll do Malfred, I think. Lore keeper. Malfred, yeah. Malfred's bad at communicating, but he can read a book. Or he can collect the lore. He's good memory. Okay. One turn, so early February. Alright, so the snow is starting to recede already. We're in pretty good shape here. Oh, look at that. So a few more mountains here. We'll head up. Yeah, let's head this way. It's a little bit nicer. And, there's more supply. Ooh, I wonder if we can sneak over there. Yep, of course. That river. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so you can start building the iron mine. Surveyor. Alright, so we've surveyed all the resources near, in our territory. We now have a couple up here, though, that we could grab. So I think we'll start looking at those because, yeah, they're often iron, but sometimes you get something really cool and funky. So, alright, early February, so turn 21. We're almost through with our first year, though. Hopefully we can get there. I don't think we have quite enough turns. Alright, well, we'll give it a go. Alright, Weaver. We want the Weaver so we can start using that flax, which should come back online again soon. Alright, it's late February. It's getting warm again. Alright, at least on the down here on the coast, up in the a little bit up further north, it's still kind of nasty. Alright, so we want to cross the river at some point. It's not cold anymore, so we don't have to worry about supply. So her supply is exhausted, but this turn, or this tile here, well, all these tiles have some supply in them, so that will be restored next turn. Alright, Einar, you can keep going that way, and then next turn that should be out of the cold area. Okay, so Godefroy, yeah, she's in supply trouble as well, but these tiles are just cold again, they're not snow. Okay. Next turn, early March. You hear rumors of an unidentified mineral nearby. Ooh. Oh, look at that, another one. So, okay, yeah, as the game goes on, you can discover or hear about new resource deposits and give you new opportunities. So as you kind of uncover the map and discover new things, that can shift where you were planning on migrating to, what you were going to do. And yeah, that's going to be that's a pretty good spot here. I think if we moved up there eventually, that would give us some nice minerals. Gosh, I wonder what those are. It's got to be something good in there. They're not all iron. They can't be. They just can't be. I believe. Alright, follow the coast here. Aha! An abandoned village. Look at that. That's what we want to see. Okay, so settlement is idle. Yep, that's right. Just finished our second lore keeper. Yeah, look at this. Man, this is like hardcore econ strat, if I've ever seen it. 2 lore keepers, 2 bards, and no farm. That is just crazy. Alright, well, that's not going to last for long, though. Yeah, we have 13 clans, and we're just bringing in more constantly. Another one comes next turn. Just alright. So we need to get a farmer here. We need to get a farmer to get that wheat. So yeah, need the wheat. I must eat the wheat. I'd like to get those horses too, but that'll take a little bit more. So yeah, it's fully fortified. Surveyor. Alright, we are over the river. Let's take a look at what we got up here. Oh my. There's mountains. Some more mountains up here. Oh goodness, that's okay, they're injured, but just don't mind me. Don't mind me. 20 iron. Alright. That'll work. Alright. Clan Alram. All these guys, everybody's afraid of animals here. Alright, simple again. Okay. I like Hazel here. He's charismatic. Everybody else is like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm angry. I'm dumb. Caravan. Alright. Hey, yeah, we're starting to make some flax now. I didn't notice. Okay. Alright. We have still plenty of wealth. Let's buy some food, because that seems good. Horses. We'll hold on to our horses, because we can't buy any. See, there's none to buy there. We have 2 that we can sell, but might as well hold on to them just in case we need them. We can turn them into war horses and make cavalry. Alright, I don't think we need any alcohol or cloth. Well, the cloth might be nice because we can use that to heal people. So I think I will actually buy all the cloth. Alright, down to 2 wealth. We've burned through our wealth, but we're in pretty good shape. Okay. Training a farmer. Oh no! 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 Oh. 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 It happened. They caught him. He's dead. So sad. Alright. However, it is early April. We have played 24 turns. That is the first year. There's a lot that has happened this year, and there's a lot more that we're going to do in this game, but that will have to wait for another video. But thanks everybody for watching. It's been a fun game. I hope you've enjoyed playing it, or, well, enjoyed watching it. I hope you will play it and enjoy it when the game comes out. We're still a long ways away from being done. There's a lot of polish work, animations, balance, user interface, AI, diplomacy. We didn't get a chance to see any diplomacy in this game because we didn't meet anybody, but more clan traits, more storylines, all sorts of other things. We got a lot to do, but, you know, we're going to do it, and thanks again for watching. Goodbye, everybody.